These ABV Awards are brought to you by Convoy, Bintani, Craft Punks Canning and Rallings, Labels and Stickers.
Cheers, Adsy.
Cheers, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Here we are at this year's ABV Awards for 2024.
That is correct. You've got your AM/FM radio voice on.
That's right, it's my presenting voice because it is the most prestigious awards of the year in the ABV sector.
That's right.
Of which they are the only awards, so.
And we are, well, it's in the middle of November we're recording this, and I'm growing a moustache in honour of November, raise some money. So it's weird, we're all growing one just to see Dougal shave one off. That's the point. Anyway, here we are at one of our sponsors venues at Hiker because, well, they sponsor us and they're open on a Monday.
Yeah, their beer's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's pretty good.
Convoy shirt on.
Craft Punks, one of our other sponsors.
I was going to wear my Bintani socks.
Oh, I've got my Bintani socks on. You
can't
can't see them. We can cut in some overlay of those. Pop that in.
No one needs to see your hairy legs, Joel. We've changed the awards up a bit.
We have, by which I mean we've just deleted 2 categories. So
for good
usually,
reason.
So usually the first one we kick off with is the alcohol-free ones. We don't drink a lot of those. I actually started drinking more this year for the sake of having some entries for it, but then we decided that, well, have you had any this year?
No, I haven't. Well, nothing different to what I had last year.
Yeah, usually there's those ones that you go to and stick to because they're good. I mean, you know, look, they have a place, but we just don't drink them enough, so it's kind of hard to pick awards out for them. So we decided to move that category on. Had a good 2 years. Time to put it out to pasture.
And we're not doing an award for it, but because you have, in honour of you drinking so many of them this year in honour of the award.
I mean, I probably would have picked out maybe the Sidewinder Passion Fruit XPA, I think it was. That was like a nice flavoursome one, plenty of passion fruit flavour there, sort of distracted from the fact that, you know, there wasn't alcohol in it. It was almost like drinking a Pashito. So it was almost maybe a little bit too fruity, but it was just nice that there was a lot of flavour. So that's probably the one I would have levitated towards. The Brewdog alcohol-free pale ale was pretty good as well. There was some that were all right there to break up the week. Yeah,
I was going to cheat and just say Hiatus Pacific Ale non-alc, which I haven't even had. But Dan behind us here, he has had it. And he swears that it was a great beer. So
he's on a drinking break again, isn't he?
He is,
Good on you.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, we're not doing that award, so
let's kick it off.
On to the first one.
Yes, which is a sessionable time, which is best session beer. Yeah,
which is pretty much just beers you could just pick up, smash out, have a drink, have a lot of.
Yeah, well, it doesn't need to be necessarily a sessionable ABV.
It's not a style, it's just something you can just drink again and again.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of beers. This topic, really, we could have put a shitload in there.
It is hard to narrow it down for a lot of categories.
But also, we don't want to have the same beer in multiple categories for any reason as well. So
trying to divvy it up as best we can, but we had a few. So Ether Brewing's All Australian Pale Ale, that's a great one. That's always plenty of flavour, pretty easy to smash back. Archer Brewing's Tropical Lager, I had one of those. That was, I think, the only beer I had when we filmed that episode. You had pretty much every single beer
all the beers
in the brewery.
On tap.
I had that one. So that was good.
It was a good one, that one.
It was good. Helios have recently brought out the Pegasus Hazy Pale Ale in new cans, which looks really cool, and they've adjusted the recipe a little bit over the years, and it's just at a stage where it's...
Yeah, I had one the other day. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I had one, when we filmed with Amber and Ben for Amber Ale, and that was, super smashable, that was. And a few of your picks.
So at Earth, we had the Amarillo Single Hopped XPA. They do a number of single hop beers there, and the other one was Spangled Drongo Pale Ale, which we filmed an episode there on our way down on the New South Wales trip.
New South Wales trip, that was good. But ultimately, out of those, we had to pick one winner, which was...
the Spangled Drongo Pale Ale. Knocked it out of the park. It was a really good beer, wasn't it? And everyone we've given one to as well. Yeah,
because we ended up with a few. They were very kindly gifted us a case or so, which was good.
We gave a couple to a few people, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is cracking."
It was pretty solid, very easy to drink. So congratulations to Spangled Drongo. Get on it. All right, so moving on to our next award, which is...
Sour of Power. It's sour beers, so it's not necessarily barrel-aged beers that are sour with Brettanomyces and things like that. It can be kettle sours and and all sorts of things like that. And this one, there's quite a few in there. Well, 5. I don't drink a lot of sours.
I don't drink a lot either, so I didn't have a huge amount sort of to choose from. You've put most of yours in, so we'll start with your nominations.
Yeah, so I started with the Esker Citrus Goza. I love those guys, and I love this beer. And yeah, I'll probably throw it in every year if I have that beer. It's a good beer. They won a lot of awards for it this year as well. Just down the road from Hiker in East Brisbane is Future Magic, and they've got on theirs at the moment Danny Girl Lemon Curd Sour. So Danny is one of the staff members there, and she wanted to make a beer. I think this is the story. I'm pretty sure she wanted to make a lemon curd sour beer, and Sean was like, "Hell yeah, let's do one!" And it tastes great.
Yeah, okay.
Tastes like a lemon curd. It's friggin' great.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice. And the other one was the Currumbin Valley Pavlova Passion Sour that we had on our trek down.
I've popped in the Ether Blackberry Sour. It's always a pretty solid one.
Yeah, another solid beer, that one.
That's it. But there was one there that we both agreed on that we picked, and really it's kind of a no-brainer. They're one of the sort of king of sours, arguably, in the country. That's one that we had on our road trip. So the winner is Currumbin Valley Brewing with their Blackcurrant Pastille.
Well done.
So
yeah, that is a good beer too.
Pretty ribenery, sort of like that really big blackcurrant flavour.
Yep.
That's probably a sort of flavour I prefer in sours, a bit more sort of tart than super sour.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just not blow your tongue off sour, which I can't do. So yeah, nice balance, beautiful looking beer, beautiful colour. Super smashable. So congratulations to Currumbin Valley.
Okay, the next category is in reference to a 90s rave song. Lager, 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 shouting. Lager Pilsner. Only 4 entries in this one. Not only do we not drink a lot of lagers, we didn't record all of the ones that we've had
we do
either.
forget some, but we don't drink a huge amount. I mean, I'm probably getting a bit more back into lagers and pilsners. I mean, they certainly have a place, and they're popular for a reason, especially in our climate. So
Yep. Yeah, well, there's one that's not on there that I should mention is a ballistic. We did a West Coast lager. It was a West Coast Pilsner, and it was great. It was a bit high at 6.8%, that a lot of people expected.
Yeah, it's getting up there for a lager.
Yeah, I think for me, a West Coast Pils, if it's sitting around 5.5, people are going to jump to it. It's lower ABV than an IPA. It's nice and big and hoppy.
Yeah.
But this beer wasn't that, and it's not even on our list. So
that's worth mentioning.
Yeah. And I also picked my 2 picks, apart from the winner, which was a great one too of yours. But my 2 picks are both from the same brewery. Is Parenti down at. It's not Yatala, we're
just past Yatala.
Pretty Yatala,
so
yeah.
Much Yatala, I guess.
Is their Komodo Black and their Pure Crisp Lager. I think they also do a Gold Lager.
Because they just do lagers.
Yeah, they
that's
just
all
do
they
lagers.
So
Yeah.
the black is obviously just a dark lager, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like a Asahi Black.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, which is great. You've got a couple of different ones.
Got a couple. So went down to Sydney earlier this year and managed to drop into Sydney Brewery, and their Pilsner was very solid. So I popped that one on the list. But ultimately, the winner. It's one we both enjoyed.
Yes.
I nominated it, but I know that you really enjoyed it as well.
Definitely.
It's one that popped up in an episode we filmed down towards the Gold Coast. I think you spilt it. You were trying to zhuzh it to make it look nice on camera, and spilt it all over the beer.
That sounds like something I do.
Apologies for making the mess there. He's always doing that. But ultimately, the winner for Lager Shouting was Matic Brewing's Dark Lager. Yeah, very super duper solid beer. Huge amount of flavour.
Yes, cracking beer.
Sit on that all day long.
Definitely.
And,
Congratulations. All right, this is one of my favourite awards.
I'll let you introduce this one.
Yeah, so this one is Can't See for the Haze, Hazy Pale or Hazy IPA. There's a lot in this category. There's 6 beers. One of them we're drinking right now. I'll kick it off. A couple of that I had is the Woolgoolga Brewing that we went down and we visited Charlie on our trip. The Kohu Hazy Pale was really nice. Charlie actually did a Charlie and mixed the Kohu with another hazy beer as well. which was like a half-half,
Yeah.
which even pumped it up even more. But even just straight as it was, the Cohoo was really nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
That was solid.
My mate Max, shout out down in Filter there, just for their hazy beer. Great beer. It's won a few awards this year as well. Harking back to a brewery going through some issues and then succumbed to them. Is Deeds Brewing, but Juice Train. So that came out around the same time as, what was it, a Star Wars Day. It was all around, because I went and had it at up in Root Store on Sunshine Coast. There was went to the bar up there, and they had that, and then I had the Millennium Falcon and a couple of
Big day.
big beers. Yeah, it was a big beer. Yes. And yourself?
What did I have? So I popped down Moffat Beach, and they're Hazed and Confused, hazy IPA.
Yeah,
It's
good beer.
I mean, solid, like all of the Moffat beers are, as you would expect.
Yep.
The Kings of Haze, Range Brewing. I had their Monkey Fighting Snakes double IPA recently. It was actually the first time I popped up to Range Brewing only about a month or so ago. Like,
really?
Finally
You've
got
never
there.
been there?
No,
You're
no.
serious?
Yeah, I never, because I live in the south side of Brisbane, so I just never get to the north side.
We need to go.
So
We do need to go and do an interview there.
we
That'd be
definitely
great.
do. It's a
Go and
cool
chat to those
venue,
guys.
and definitely be good to have a chat with them. So we might have to hit them up for 2025.
Yeah.
But yes, ultimately the winner is one that we have
mate.
had a fair few of over the last couple of years.
And anyone who knows me would know that this would be coming up. I'm sorry, and it's not because I now work for Hiker. I've been lauding this beer ever since it was first released. It's what we're drinking now. It's the Hiker Horizon Hazy Pale Ale. Cracking beer.
Yeah, so
look,
4.5%, plenty
Yeah,
of flavour, so you'd have a couple
so
of them.
much
and-
flavour, jumps out of the glass. To be fair, it's also one of the beers that kept me hounding the boys. I want to work for you, I want to work for you, because I enjoy it that much. So
There you go, yeah.
I've probably drunk more of it than anyone sitting at the end of the
Probably.
bar.
You are a bit of a...
Yeah, I don't drink as much of it now, funnily enough.
Now that you work here.
Yeah, no, I tend not to drink where I work a lot of the time. And so I don't drink as much Hiker beers as what I used to. I know it's on the taps and I taste them, but I definitely don't just sit at the bar and have a session anymore. So today's almost a little special treat, even though I'm at work.
Sort of, but you're not working, you're doing something different.
That's
but
exactly right. So
There you
yeah.
go, a worthy winner, so cheers with the beer
Congratulations,
itself.
Hiker and me.
Moving on to a pretty important category now, which is an IPA of note for the best IPA.
Yeah, this great beers.
Yeah, sort of hard to narrow down because again, obviously you love your IPAs.
Yes.
It's very hard to try and reduce it down to a handful.
Yeah, and there's so many breweries that do good IPAs, and it's easy to do a good IPA if you know the basic malt recipe and use a couple of big, Chinook, Cascade, some Simcoe, some Mosaic. It's easy to make some good IPAs. But then there's some that just stand out that are just really, really good for a number of reasons. And yeah, we picked a few.
Picked a few, yeah.
Do you want me to do mine, or do you want to?
I'll run through my couple there. I think they're
cool.
probably mostly sort of your noms, but
They're definitely in there as well.
yeah,
Yours,
so Shapeshifter Brewing Co. Their Roll the Dice American IPA.
Yeah,
picked up a can of that at Malt Traders in South Bank about
That's a
four
good
weeks
beer.
ago. That was
good
very
breweries
solid.
too.
No, it'd be nice to have more of their beers, but
Yeah.
I guess up in Queensland probably don't see as many of them around. But
Yep.
saw that, so definitely gave that a go. Worthy mention. I think. Should I mention? We'll jump into your ones.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Common People, Wreck of the Bay, West Coast Double IPA. Common People down there at Bangalore. Dropped in there for an interview. Didn't actually do one because I didn't confirm, and it was flooding anyway. The brewers went
flooding
home
issues,
to
yeah.
pick up their family, so that's all right. We'll go back there and chat to those guys. It was a legend. Another one is from here where I work, the Hiker Terpene IPA, and this was a beer that uses cannabis extract and has a real dank, weedy aroma to it and a little bit of flavour. It's funny, every now and again, sometimes you pour it on the taps and it just comes at you. Other times you pour it and there's no smell at all. It's real strange, but I really love it. Hudson, All Seeing IPA. He makes great beers out there.
Yeah, they're very solid.
Yep.
need to get there for a chat.
And 7 Mile Point Break IPA.
Yeah, so that was one of the ones I popped down there. I mean,
Yep.
7 Mile make so many good IPAs. Their
Yep.
West Coast IPA
Yeah,
is just
yep.
a staple go-to, one of the best in the country. So
Yeah.
it's always worth a mention. I think that beer is just a bigger version of that, from my understanding. So it's
Yep.
even tastier. So yeah, it's pretty epic.
And
but yeah,
I picked your same one as
Well,
you.
yes, the
We did pick
one
the
that
same
ultimately
one.
won. We were very much on the same page,
Yeah.
which is actually rare for us to both definitely agree. Oh, picking the flies out there.
Yeah. I just don't want him to drink anything.
But yes, ultimately the winner of the best IPA is Happy Valley Brewing and their Big Double IPA.
Yeah, cracking beer.
Good name for a Big Double IPA, and
Yep.
man, it is just big guava flavours,
Yeah.
hazy in the glass. I mean, all of their IPAs that we've tried have all been super good. Their Quantum IPA was good, but this one just
Well,
really stood
it was
out.
just really good beer. We grabbed a can. Well, Shane gave us a can when we did an interview with him not long ago.
Might have to
I
go
was the
back up
same.
there
I
and-
cracked it open and I was like, oh yes. So congrats, Ian, Jet, Shane, Ev. Well
Good
done.
work. Happy stuff.
Fanta Pants, the red ales. Fanta Pants because I'm a ranger and I've been called that more often than anyone should be, but stats don't lie. But I love red beers, and this is red IPAs, red ales, anything that's a little bit amberish to the
Yeah.
touch. And I just like them. They've got this real nice body to them, mouthfeel sweetness.
And even just visual, they're probably the prettiest looking beers, I reckon. Like
Yeah.
a really nice red IPA, hold that up to the light and just get that really nice blood red coming through.
Yeah,
It's just
and
a good
I always
looking
look
beer.
forward to Jake doing Cerberus, which is different to how I did it, but I know he always makes a really good one as well. So I always look forward to that coming out at Helios there. But
Oh, that's it. Because it is a popular style
Yeah.
for both of us. Again, it's very hard to whittle it down to a handful, but we've done our best. So a few picks I've popped on there. Brick Lane Brewing's Red Right Hand Double Dry Hopped Red IPA. That's always
Yeah.
pretty solid. Working Title and their Red Notice Double Red IPA. Had that one recently. That
That's a
was
nice beer.
super duper good.
yep,
Carbon 6 Brewing, they're a new brewery that started
Carbon
up
6.
down at Yatla. So Reese, who used to brew at Four Hearts,
Four
who
Hearts
we
Brewing.
interviewed, he's
Yep.
brewing down there. And
yeah,
they've
we're going to
done-
get them on again soon.
Yeah, we'll have to go down and have a
Yeah,
visit next
cracking
year.
cans too.
Yeah, awesome looking cans. So they've done a red IPA called Cardinal. That's definitely worth a mention. I know he's very happy with that one. That's a cracking beer. Some of your nominations?
Yeah, look, Hiker again for the Fire Trail Red IPA. And I will say that all the Hiker ones would have been on the list before I was employed by them because they're just good beers. But yeah, Fire Trail Red IPA, which is good. Noosa Hinterland, the Irish Red Ale. John did a cracker with that. It was fantastic. I've still got one of your beers actually, the barrel aged
Oh, that's
ones
right.
in my fridge.
Yeah, I need to get that.
Yeah, you need to get that before I drink it.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
Yes. And shout out to King Tide Rite of Passage Red IPA that we dropped in and had a chat.
The furthest brewery we've ever been to down Coffs Harbour.
That is correct, yeah, and I'm hoping to get back down there again in December.
Yeah, would be nice
for
to
a
go
visit.
for a visit,
So
so-
yeah, take the missus down and
Keep it happy.
yeah.
But ultimately,
the winner-
again, the winner was one that we had both sort of popped on the list.
Yep.
So
And yeah, top of the pops, Valley Hops Brewing, Rocket Fuel Red IPA. Great beer.
cool name too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and is currently the Southern Hemisphere's highest elevated brewery. So it's not the highest brewery above sea level, but it's 5 stories up in a building, and yeah, it's just a cool story. So I'd love to get there and chat to those boys
Do need
as
to
well.
get there for a visit. We have been there, but not to interview them.
No, that's right. And we chatted to Mikey at Gabs. But yeah, definitely want to go and check out Valley Hops. So yeah, congratulations.
Good work. All right, so another one that's a popular thing that we seem to like a lot of beers, but this
Yeah.
one has got a lot of nominations.
Mate, I nearly added another 4.
Well, yeah, I had to
this.
really reduce it down, but it's Good Night from me, best dark beer. Yeah, we do love dark beers. So.
Yeah, and this can be anything. Like one of mine is a black IPA in here. So do you want to read it, or I'll read out mine first. We'll start
get
with
into
mine.
your nominations.
A lot of mine actually are from our trip down south. The Wobbly Chook, the porter that we had on the day that we were there.
It's definitely the pick of the beers.
I
think
love
it was
that
up
beer.
towards the top.
Yeah, that was so good. The One Dunner, Mac Black, the Macadamia Black, was such a great beer. And yeah, really enjoyed that. King Tide, this was the one that I hoped would be a winner. We ultimately went with a different one, but yeah, King Tide, flask of Zorro Black IPA. I love me a black IPA. It just gets me. I get love from them. Good. Yeah, they're just so good. Common People, Moonless Midnight Stout, which was really, really nice. So good. And something that I had a hand in, the Noisy Miner Angry Fish Baltic Porter. I think that was Henry's last beer that he did for us at the Ballistic before we left. And he said to me, he said, "Oh yeah, I want to do a big Baltic Porter," and I was like, "Sweet, let's do that."
Baltic Porters are cool. You don't see a lot of them around.
No, we did it for a Gabs. So. We even got shirts designed, so I did the shirt. Actually, I was wearing it yesterday. The shirt, and yeah, it was great beer. Did really well at Gabs and super tasty.
It was a cool beer.
Yeah.
So a few I popped on the list. Earth Beer Company, their Dark Moon Brown Ale, which I think is one of their just staple on tap all the time beers. That's a really solid, sort of lower ABV but big on flavour beer.
I'll jump in here. I think we need, and we won't do it this year, but I reckon next year we might even have a Brown Ale award. Because I was looking back through my Untapped, and I reckon I had about 6 or 7 brown ales to put into this award that just wouldn't fit. Because everything else was like, I just see dark beer and I just think, and I know
really
why you
dark
put
stuff,
it in there, but I just think, brown ale is probably a segment we
do
should
a special category. Because I mean, look, there's not a heap of them around, but we found a few on our trip down south.
Yeah, we definitely did. Yep.
They seem to do them a lot in northern New South Wales at least.
Wandana, Sanctus.
Need more in Queensland.
So,
but no, that was a great one. Sydney Brewery again, their Potts Point Porter. That was a very solid porter, one of the better ones I've had for a while, so that was cool. Hope Brewery, I had a can of their barrel-aged extra stout, which is a 2023 vintage aged on French Hungarian oak, so you had some really nice flavours, bit of vanilla and stuff in there. That was obviously a higher ABV as well, so that was a nice one to sit on for a bit.
Yep.
But ultimately, the winner of the category, they're a solid brewery, 7 Mile Brewing, their 6:45 coffee stout, which Adsy, you can't have because you might die.
I'm allergic to coffee, but I did have a taste of it. It just triggers migraines, coffee does. It's not the caffeine because I can smash down Red Bulls, but it's something in the coffee. But I did have a taste. And
wish you could have more.
Pop some meds. Yeah, I definitely do.
Take your tablets and enjoy it. It's that good of a beer. No, super solid. Nice big coffee on it. Yeah. Beautiful beer.
Yeah, great beer. Good beer. Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
7 Mile.
On to the Oh Him. Yeah, that's my mate. Collab beer.
I love this award.
I usually struggle to think of like collab ones specifically that I've had through the year. I'm like, shit, which ones were they?
Yeah.
You're probably better at remembering them than I am, so.
I think I just also love a good collab as well. And I think it's not as prevalent as what I'd like it to be. And because it's hard. Like you've got to decide how you're going to do it, who's going to pay for what, or which brew kit are you doing it in, what recipe. Like there's a lot that goes into doing a collab.
I've just thought of one that I'm going to add on now actually.
Oh sweet, yeah. Like it's all right, I can keep talking because I've got it all going in my brain. But yeah, there's always breweries that I would love to see collab, like even right down to taproom, like Mountain Culture and Wildflower are doing a taproom together, which I think is fucking amazing. I can't wait to go down to Sydney next year on our trip, hopefully, and duck in there. And because I love Wildflower and I love Mountain Culture, so
yeah, that'd be pretty cool combo there.
But that's a taproom, right? But yeah, I think. Just different beers. I'd love to see more. And if there have been collabs, and when I haven't got them on here, it's not because we didn't like them, but we might not have tasted them. We might not have had the chance to drink it. Yeah. And our rule for these awards is that we had to have. Yeah,
at least one of us had to have.
At least one of us had to have been there and had the beer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool, so we'll get into it. Helios and Spotty Dog. Spotty Dog from Tasmania. They did the Splat Hazy IPA, which was actually more of a Belgian wit, I think it was.
This is on my list too. I love this beer.
It is pretty cool.
Almost tasted barockery like that.
Because it was super orangey.
Not barockery like in the thing, but that orange flavour.
Yeah, because there was a heap of orange in it. They put a lot of orange pulp and stuff in there, so super orangey. That sort of lightly bitter, rindy orange sort of thing. So if
not
you're into
super
that,
hazy.
No, it was hazy-ish, but yeah.
Like, it was definitely hazy, but not
not
a
mega,
hazy,
yeah.
not like this hazy.
No.
It was
But,
like, you couldn't see through it.
Yeah, couldn't see through it. That's hazy.
But it was great beer. I really enjoyed that one.
It was cool.
Yeah.
The one I just thought of then, I can't remember the name of that one, but Ether and 7 Mile did the West Coast double IPA.
Oh yeah, that was great.
What was that called?
I can't remember.
Can't remember now.
I'm
but
shit at that.
I'll put the picture on the screen so we definitely know what the name of that was. But that was a really good beer, and we chatted when we were down at 7 Mile talking to Maddie about how they did that. It was really cool. They put the word into a truck.
They both brewed.
Yeah.
Some of the beer, and then they trucked it down
and put it all together.
and then blended it, which was a super unique way to do a collab. 7 Mile do a lot of collabs.
They did a lot this year, especially.
Yeah. And you know, Matt's a legend. He
makes very good beer.
Do all sorts of stuff. I thought that was super cool.
Awesome,
that was
cool
a really
beer.
good beer.
And another one that 7 Mile did was with Brewski, and they did the White Knuckle American IPA. Really enjoyed that one. Picked up a can of that when we were down there talking to Maddie. That was very good, as all their IPAs are. So that was an awesome one, worthy of mention.
Yep.
One of yours?
Yeah, Hiker and White Lies. Out of time we did for our Back to the Future Day. Lee came to the party with a shitload of hops. We brewed it here. It's massive beer, 8.8% for 88 miles per hour.
The speed at which the DeLorean can never realistically do without falling apart in real life. So.
Takes you out of time, this beer. So much so, I gave my wife one last week, a schooner, and she had about 3/4 of it, and then went home and went to bed.
Keeps the missus happy.
She's a 45 kilo Vietnamese woman, so
she's out of it.
But it's a great beer. It doesn't taste 8.8%, which is where it's dangerous. Some of these beers
tasted a little on the boozy side when I had it.
I don't know.
Maybe you had enough that it sort of wore off. But no,
maybe.
Good beer.
Yeah, it's great beer. But my favourite one this year was Future Magic and Mountain Culture Reality Distortion Field West Coast IPA. That was a standout for me. It was just a beautiful tasting beer. Everything that you wanted that it said on the label is what you got. It was just
what you want.
Fantastic, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that Sean's just brewed it again.
Oh, really?
At Future Magic. The first one was brewed down at Mountain Culture, and Sean's brewed it again. And it's back available again at Future Magic. And I would say at Mountain Culture, I don't know. But I know Sean's been marketing it.
Awesome.
That is the winner of our that's my mate collab beer. So congratulations, Future Magic and Mountain Culture. Incidentally, Mountain Culture won last year.
Yeah, with
Bolter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the galah thing.
Yeah.
Cockatoo thing.
Yep.
Some sort of bird on it. Alrighty, now we're heading overseas with the importance of travel. Best import beer.
Yes, and before we mention the few, we didn't have a lot this year. Before we mention a couple, this is an Australian brewed beer, but I wanted to throw it out as an honourable mention, and I hope that's okay. But this was a collab that we did. Could have been in the collab beers. This is a collab that ABV did with the Brew Baron Beer Co. Hopeful Dream, the Ukrainian Golden Ale. Ukrainian Golden Ale is a new style that Lana, my friend, she's trying all over the world to get it recognised as a new beer style, and she's doing a great job of it. And she's everywhere. She was in Japan with Hendo. She met Hendo. She even gave him a Ukrainian Golden Ale. I hope he didn't open it, and I hope he's brought it back with him and we get to share it. But I don't know. But yeah, I just, as a beer style, we both enjoyed it. It was great
cool.
at Gabs.
Hopefully I can try it again somehow, because obviously, unfortunately, the poor old Brew Baron
I'm going to
no longer
convince
exists.
the boys here to.
But there are kegs of the beer floating around somewhere.
To do a UGA. So yeah, if you're a brewer and you're looking for a new beer style to give a crack at,
pretty cool.
Just try Ukrainian Golden Ale. It's definitely different than everything else.
Break out the coriander seeds.
Yes, and it's not. I must say this, and Lana stresses this as well. It's not a political movement because the war's going on there at all. It was being brewed well before all of that happened. It's more just since the war has started over there now, it's more important than ever to keep these things going.
Spotlight and stuff, yeah.
To show, what's available. And even over in Ukraine, in different regions, the beer is sort of brewed a little bit differently, but still the same.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my little one.
Honourable mention, that is.
Honourable mention, yes.
All right, in terms of the actual nominations, I've popped in Double Vision Brewing and their Chillax XPA, which I think we had down at the Catfish, or whatever it's called down at
the Catfish.
Down in Melbourne.
Sitting there, it's great. That's where I actually had the one that I said that won, but I also had the Badish Strats Brewery Rothhaus Pils from Germany. I enjoyed that beer. It was a good beer. I don't often drink a lot of German Pilsners from Germany, but...
is harder to do in Australia, I suppose.
Hey, I don't even know if Badish is how you say it, or Strats Brewery. I'm sure that's close to correct.
Put the text on the screen maybe, so...
Yeah, if anyone knows how to pronounce it, send us a video of you
Send us a message.
That'd be great. Save our embarrassment. But yeah, the winner of the Importance of Travel import beer is Lakeman Brewing Co. in New Zealand with their coffee stout. So
yes, which we also had
down at Catfish, which I know you're probably saying, didn't he just say he's allergic to coffee? Yeah. That's how good it was.
You had to have you had a pint of it, didn't you?
I did have a pint of it.
You didn't die, so that's good, obviously.
No, I had pills in my pocket that I bought at the convenience store when I got my lip balm.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I popped a shitload of them. But yeah, it was a great beer.
Was a good beer.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I wanted to have another one, but we were only there for a couple of years, and I was trying to try the others.
Well, yeah, because they had a whole bunch of New Zealand stuff on, so we had to rotate through.
I think the keg blew.
Oh, yeah, I think it did.
Like 2 or 3 pints after I bought mine.
Ooh, we got in there just in time.
Yeah. So Lakeland Brewing. Would love to get over to New Zealand and do some Aussie beer voyage in
when the budget
Zealand.
allows, when we get 40 sponsors on.
Yeah, or just sponsors willing to throw us over there. So yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of visiting breweries, we're on to the must-visit brewery.
Yep.
The best brewery to visit.
Best brewery to visit, yep.
And we've actually got to quite a few this year with our Northern New South Wales road trip, and we popped down to Melbourne, went to a few there.
Yep.
Plus all the usual ones around southeast Queensland. So again, it gets a bit tricky to try and narrow it down, but we did have one which, we're both happy to settle on. But some of the nominations though, Common People down in Bangalore, they had a really charming little setup there, the copper plaid tanks and the cool barn style sort of roof and stuff going on, little beer garden out
pizza
the side, pizza oven, great pizzas, lovely welcoming staff, cool green tiles, great beers. Oh, I'd love to get back there on like a winter's evening, settle into some dark beers, at the fireplace in the corner. Oh, that would be great. That would be a good evening out.
Sanctus was another one.
Also with the fireplace, like most places in northern New South Wales, they had fireplaces, which is really cool.
It was great,
I mean, we've got one here at Hiker, but probably don't get to use it as much in Queensland. So
not as much.
But no, Sanctus definitely a cool venue.
Yep.
Whoopee.
Yeah.
Our mate Charlie.
Just to see our mate Charlie.
It's one of those sort of tin shed model breweries, similar to here at Hiker.
It's fitted out great.
Fitted out very nicely.
Yeah, super nice.
Corner with the pool table, sort of built in a bed. And
that Battle of the Bands there, they're doing all sorts of so much
lovely
stuff there. Definitely want to drop in.
Area. Oh, yeah, like beautiful place to go. Lovely view of all the mountains with banana groves all over them, stuff like that. Beautiful setup.
King Tide was probably up there for me as one of my favourite to visit. That's why I'm going back actually. I did enjoy it that much. Different areas, as I said on the interview, like you can just tell by the furniture, the different sections are set up.
Oh yeah, it was definitely one of the more prominent ones where you could pick. There's like 4 or 5 distinct seating areas, all of which are
just
cool.
a great design of a venue for me. It was excellent. Wandana, we both loved that spot.
Unfortunately, not the best weather. It was like flooding and raining, but man, like you see the photos of the beautiful sunset going down behind the mountains, where you can just sit in the brewery and look out at that. That would be just pretty epic to be there on a nice sunny day. So definitely
it's not on the list, but Archer.
Archer
was a great one.
Definitely cool.
Well.
The old World War II igloos joined together and built in.
The bar made out of the plane's wing.
The Boeing 7...
Yeah, you can't put your beer too far on the bar because it just slides off.
That's it. I think it was a Boeing 727, an old NSET
you're the aeronautical nut.
That's it. That was cool. But ultimately, there can only be one winner, and you nominated it down. I thought, yeah, actually that is a good nomination. It was a very cool setup.
yeah, it was excellent.
But the winner is
Stomping Ground at Collingwood. It was where we went after the ABV Awards, and
it was the day after.
It was the day after. Joel was dusty as. Yeah, you were.
I was struggling to get
everyone else was kicking on with pints. We were getting into it, and poor Joel was like,
I've never been to a beer awards like that before.
I'll just have a schooner, and he just sat there.
And then someone bought me another one. I was like, all right.
After the second one, you sort of got into it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, all right.
That was so much fun. Just watching you like, oh, I don't know if I can have a beer, and everyone else is going, a pint of this, a pint of that.
Like, oh well.
In
Might
for
as
a
well.
penny. That was great. No, I love that. I love the outdoor louvers when we're indoors.
Yeah,
the plants, everything was fantastic. The massive fireplaces inside.
Oh, yeah.
The wraparound bar, all the timber furnishings and everything. It was fantastic.
It was a cool
Hospitality
venue.
there was great. Food was excellent.
A bit of a TV star brewery as well. I noticed that Channel 10, when they did their series of Hunted. Have you ever watched Hunted?
Yeah, I love Hunted. Yeah, I did see them go in there.
They caught their first bunch of people in it, Stomping Grounds. Like, oh, cool, I've been there. That's cool. Shame we weren't there that day. That would have been exciting. But nonetheless, a worthy winner. So congratulations to Stomping Ground.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Stomping Ground.
Moving on now to What a Fancy Dress, the best can label.
Yep.
There's a lot out there. Again, got to try and compress it as much as possible.
Yeah, and Gabs do a can label as well. Which is also, you know, a lot of people know the cans from there as well. That get nominated, but
managed to pick out a few. We'll start with your nominations.
Yeah, I threw in the Hiker White Lies Out of Time label. I just think it's excellent. It's got the Out of Time number plate, got the DeLorean heading off into the sunset. It's just super colourful, really good.
Cool 80s vibe to it.
Yeah. Future Magic and Mountain Culture, the collab, the Reality Distortion field. I just found that can label just really cool. It's as I said, it's exactly what it says. Reality Distortion field. It's super
pretty funky.
Fibonacci coils on it. For the mathematicians in you. Gotcha.
Some out there.
Got to throw Fibonacci in somewhere.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
I popped down Carbon 6 and their Cardinal Red IPA can. All of their cans do look pretty cool, especially now they've gone to the old printer. They got the logo in there and just change up the cool colours and backgrounds, which all look pretty funky. But ultimately, the winner was one we both settled on, which was Helios Brewing and their recent Zeus Double IPA. It's come back.
Yeah, it's super recent.
Different guys, similar to the old beer back when it used to be core range, but just up the hops a bit. It's gone up, I think, 0.5% in ABV to 9.5%. But
like, it's so recent, it was only released last week.
Yeah, last week.
Like Friday or something, wasn't it? Like,
it was like last week, and it's mostly sold already, which is good.
Great looking can, and you know, Helios is doing a lot of good things at the moment. They changed their whole core range,
the core range
as well. Dionysus can looked amazing.
Well, they got number 4 in Australia in the Gabs countdown for the labels this year, which is pretty cool.
Got to tell them they got to go the full label or a full can print on these 440ml cans if they're going to do them.
Would be nice.
Yeah, use all the real estate, make this artwork really sing. But
and this one would have looked awesome. I actually did the mock-up for the can, and I did it on a black can.
On a black can.
Didn't realise that they were putting on silver. It was sort of like you don't know until the day what cans they are.
Yeah, I saw that online, that post go up, and I was like, oh yeah, that looks really
good. Does look so good on the black. Yeah. I mean, it still looks good on the silver, the label itself, but on a black can, it was even better. But
yeah, definitely.
A cool looking Zeus.
Congrats.
Congratulations. But now, it is time for the 12th and final category.
Yes.
It is
the Golden Nugget.
That's pretty good synchronisation.
Yeah, we did pretty well there. I didn't realise you were going to sync.
I think that we try and do that.
Yeah.
Last year we tried, and I think we were pretty terrible. So.
Yep. This is a beer that you would just drink again and again, over and over.
Yeah, one that just you have it and you're just like, whoa,
stays in your fridge. Last year was Resin Hopsicle, I think,
from Moffat.
Was the one.
Moffat getting it
came
2 times
out. I was
in a
up
row.
there yesterday, yesterday.
On the weekends.
Yeah, no, yesterday. I was still there on Sunday. Yeah. Couldn't get into Moffat. They were closed.
You were there. You're just like banging on the window. You're like, let me in.
I actually caught up with Matt. Matt was in the venue on Saturday when I went there.
Oh, nice.
Had a few beers, and it was good to catch up with him, and he's there with his mum. So I met his mum, took a bunch of photos for him and his family. So that was super cool as well. But yeah, so the Golden Nugget. So I nominated Hiker Horizon. Love this beer. It's exactly what this award is. It's super drinkable again and again. It's actually the beer that we're entering for Gab's Hottest 100 this year.
Oh, nice.
Pushing this one. Cloudscapes is a legendary beer, as we all know, but
It's kind of like the little brother.
well, at 4.5%, it's just more approachable and easy drinking. So yeah, I think it's just going to do really well. Woolgoolga Brewing, the Kohu Hazy Pale. I loved it.
Yeah,
that was a really good beer as well. Thought it was an incredible beer. Big shout out to Charlie for actually going hardcore with hazies and different
Getting
hops
into
and
new style beers.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
I want to shout out Craig Maiden from Beers Illustrated, who did our logo. He sent me a message the other day saying, "Oh, is Charlie still working at Woolgoolga?" I'm like, "Yeah, why is that?" And he sent me a can, one of their recent releases that said double dry hopped hazy IPA, and he goes, "You can see why I'm confused."
Yeah.
Because Charlie hates the term DDH.
Wasn't a big oat cream fan either, and he's done some of those.
I laughed and I said back to him, I was like, "Yeah, he's definitely there." And sent Charlie the convo as well. I thought that was hilarious. King Tide Flask of Zorro Black IPA. I loved that beer too when we were there. I thought that was excellent. So
yeah, no, it was a solid one. But I've popped down 7 Mile Brewing, their 1/4 to 7 coffee stout, which won the award earlier. When I had that was just stood out, really solid. But the ultimate winner of the Golden Nugget is one that I had. I think we were at Saccharomyces before Gabs this year, having some beers. Saw this one on tap, really wanted to try it.
Yeah, I had this one too. It was a great beer.
From the first sip, I was like, oh man, I could just drink this all the time, plug it into my veins. And we're breaking it up. Matty Wilson from Moffat Beach hasn't won this year.
No.
But Matty Wilson from 7 Mile Brewing has won the Golden Nugget this year with Point Break IPA. So, congratulations.
Congratulations, Matty Wilson.
Got a Golden Nugget heading your way. But man, that beer, because I think, when I bought it at Sacro, the guy said, look, it's based on the staple West Coast IPA, and they just put more hops.
This was
made it bigger.
Great beer. Super nice and tasty. I had it the same day as you in there before Gabs. It was excellent. Very well brewed. Super tasting. And if you're ever around the Ballina area, you've got to go and.
Well, I don't know how much of it is around, whether it was just a small batch or not, but regardless,
go to 7 Mile.
Yeah, regardless, go there. But hopefully this one comes back. I'll be definitely tracking it down as much as possible. Might even just drive down there and have it on tap as well.
That too. It's not that far down.
Not that far, but it's a 4-hour drive, but definitely worth it. So
congratulations.
Congratulations to our Golden Nugget winner for this year.
And that is our last award for the day, and I've got to say too, these are our awards. These are our thoughts.
Other opinions may vary.
Well, they will.
Yeah.
If one look at it untapped on any beer will show that opinions vary much further than yours and I do here today. But what I think is cool is that everyone will get their chance. If you have a beer that you wanted to see in here or whatever, let us know. Joel normally posts all these videos up. He posts up one big long one, but you also do them all as a separate.
Probably do that.
Oh, you're gonna. I've just thrown you under the bus. But if we are, and throw in what you would have as your nomination and the reason why, let us know, and we'll do our best to try them.
Yeah.
I would love to get some brewer feedback, or not brewer feedback, just
beer fan
punter feedback.
That's it,
of why, and we'll hunt some beers down and check it out. Our goal is next year to go to Sydney and taste a lot of the beers down there and the breweries. So if any are from there, but any beers that we can get, we will give it a crack. Send us one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Give us beer.
Yep.
We'll drink it.
Care
give
of
it a go.
Hiker at Salisbury. Send it here, throw it in the cold room, and we can drink it.
We can chuck you on the list for next year.
100%.
Awesome. Well, there you go. That's the awards for this year. We'll see you.
I've nearly finished this beer again. These dastardly glasses, they seem to have a hole in the bottom, must be. Yeah. Don't know what it is, Joel. What's going on?